was looking for something. Maybe happiness. Maybe just a reason to keep on moving. 17 cases behind me. 17 videos burnt into the back of my eyelids. And yet, here I was, January 2nd, 1979. I woke up in my apartment. The morning light was smothered under a blanket of gloom. But it didn't matter. In this city, it was always gloomy. Rolled out of bed, flicked on the TV. The static and the chatter filled the air. Enough noise to make you forget that you're alone. But my stomach started talking, so I checked the fridge. And empty. Figures. Grocery run. Simple enough. I killed the TV, locked the door, and stepped out into the cold breath of the city. The streets was noisy, people everywhere, but every shop front I passed was locked up tight, almost like the whole town was holding its breath. Then, bang! Kind of bang that cuts through morning fog. A murder. Now I'm not a cop. I never wore a badge, but I have been a private investigator for, well, let's just say since now. One thing I learned in this city is that you don't get to choose when trouble finds you. Just like how trouble found him. Now I waited. I couldn't move in until the cops on scene cleared out. Uniforms get twitchy when a private eye starts poking around in their crime scenes. When the coast was clear, I stepped in. One look at this long fat fuck told me everything. This wasn't no accident. He was shot 8mm rounds to the back of his head, executioner style. You know what that told me? That this killer was an assassin. I checked his wallet. Lewis Martin. A name that goes to the corpse, but the weapon could have been a pistol, maybe a revolver. Either way, this killing was close range. He didn't see what was coming to him. But there was nothing else to find here. I needed to find a killer, and the killer could be anyone, could be you. I took the apartment key from his wallet. Maybe I could find a lead back at his place. And funny enough, his address led right back to my building. He was a floor below me. Now getting in was easy. I mean, I had the key to his fucking place. But when I was inside, I started scanning the place for fingerprints. Most was Lewis's, except one, a stranger's, right on the front door. I searched for more of this unknown person's prints inside this apartment. Nothing, just Lewis's fingerprints every fucking where. You're not being followed. It's just your mind. Take the pill. What the fuck weird shit is going on? Did he write the letter to himself? Was Lewis a nut job? I didn't think so. From the looks of things, he was paranoid. Thought someone was tailing him. And maybe, just maybe, that shadow was the same person who put a bullet in the back of his head. I checked his bookshelf. This guy had a taste of the dark stuff, the kind of reading that keeps you up at night and makes you look twice at strangers on the streets. In this city, paranoia isn't always wrong. In the bedroom, I found a computer. Most likely it was locked, so I needed a code. I started quickly searching around the room. On his nightstand, there was a pair of glasses, which is strange because where he died, there was no glasses near him. Maybe he left them. Maybe he didn't need them anymore. But right below in the drawer was a note with the code that I needed. I used this code to open up the safe, and there was nothing in it. It figures. This man didn't seem like a fortunate man. I then checked his wardrobe that had a box with files in it. The first file was a prescription. Victorbuterol, which is a drug used for depression. Paxapillin, which is used for pain. More particularly, it was used for his leg pain. Beta blockers for high blood pressure, and insulin because he had diabetes. But the thing I found particularly odd about all this was when I first entered the apartment, I ran straight to the bathroom and checked his medicine cabinet. And there was nothing in it. No signs of these prescription drugs, none of it. That alone smelled rotten. Then came the computer. I entered the code and checked his emails. There was a lot of them, but one stood out. Dr. D, I'm sorry to send another message, but I need help. I can't shake the feeling someone is following me. It's been going on for days. I've never seen anyone, but I feel them watching me. A muscular figure with blonde hair. What should I do? Muscular figure, blonde hair, a lead. The first thread in the tangle I wasn't sure I wanted to pull out. But the name R. Dye kept surfacing in his emails. A doctor. I needed an address, so I checked this address book, and looking for his name, 2 R. Dyes came back. But which one was the right one? City Hall. Here is where I would find the hospital. I slipped in. Brother, ain't no way I just fucking slipped. Found the computer code in here, and suddenly I had an entire database at my disposal. I could search up anybody's name anywhere and find out any damn thing I need to find out about them. This can come in handy. I searched up Lewis Martin's name first, but there was nothing here that I didn't already know about this man. He was a pretty sad man. Lived a sad life, died an even sadder death, with no one to mourn him. Then I searched up Dye. 2 names came up, but one is the chief medical officer. Rue Dye. This was him, and this was the man I needed to meet. On the way out, I picked up a newspaper. The killer got a name now, the Gus Reaper. This city loved their monsters. I traced Rue Dye back to a high-rise on Fuck You the Grove. It was on the nicer side of town. He lived on floor 1200 from 1201, so up I go. I slipped in, but he was still awake, drinking. I waited, silently in the dark, until he finally laid down. I moved, found the codes, opened the safe, took a couple of things. The man was rich. He wasn't gonna miss him anyway. But then he stirred. The light snapped on. He looked straight at me, but his eyes didn't catch me. He walked to the safe, fiddled with it. But I didn't waste no time. I was out of that damn apartment before you could say jalapeno pepper. But I'll be back. I needed to come back when he was gone, preferably when he went to work. Holy shit. Back home, I laid everything out on the table. Every scrap of evidence I can claw together. But the truth, none of it made sense. Lewis Martin was gone and I couldn't find a thread to pull. Red Gum Reaper, I didn't know a motive, a pattern, or the plan. Just a shadow. It was late. I tried to sleep, but it didn't last long. Uneasy, like the walls was watching me, like he was watching me. I was thirsty. I still was in need of groceries. The city felt wrong, off balance. Like someone was smiling in my face, just getting away with murder. I stocked the fridge, ate, and forced myself back in bed. January 3rd, 6:29 a.m. My neighbor's TV shook me awake. I had nothing. No lead, no hope. The scene of the crime was all I had left. And that's where it happened. Another murder, another body, another execution. I ran, fast, too fast, hoping that I could finally catch him. Another scene. Another victim, same wounds, back of the head, executioner style, but the evidence, it was open, but it was no prints, no clues. All I could do was jump in that fucking vent and follow the lead. I crawled through the vents, in strangers' homes, like a rat in a wall. Got myself stuck in someone's apartment, but I started to panic. Another second in this place, that murderer could fade into the fucking shadows. So I took a plate, bust a window, and jumped from this 3-story window. Nearly killed myself chasing the ghost. I lost him, as if I was ever close to him anyway. Back home again, I read through this journal that I found at the second crime scene. It read, Monday, saw her again, this time in Lucky's. I swear it was the same person as last week. I tried to tell Fran, but couldn't. It sounded so stupid. Unless I really am losing it. Tuesday, didn't sleep last night. Work was awful, couldn't concentrate. And Orpheus is starting to notice. Walked a long way home. Didn't see anyone, but that doesn't mean they weren't there. Wednesday, someone was outside my door last night. Same as the last murder. They was followed, then executed. One thing I did pick up in this journal was a place called Lucky's. It's a Chinese joint. I broke in, pulled the security tapes, tried to find this person that was in Lucky's with him, but I couldn't find nothing. To be honest, I didn't know how to work this fucking security footage shit. But this friend in his journal might be someone worth looking into. But until then, I tried another lead, Charles Job. I asked him about Charles. He said he knew him. He verified that he worked here. But when I was pushing for more information, he clammed up. So I walked away with nothing but a broken lead. But I was still hurting from that fall. And I forgot to tell you, if I go down, this entire case go down with me. The Reaper or any other killer in this city would win. I couldn't help but feel it. I was failing. It was up to me to stop this Red Gum Reaper. Not the enforcers, not this government. Me. But right now, I had nothing. No motive, no pattern, no clues, no nothing. The only thing that keeps me up all night is me wondering, me thinking, me pondering of who is next to die in Hangman City.